Well, welcome back, everyone. As many of you know, our Saratoga studio is right in the heart of downtown, and our neighbor is Northshire Books. So I'm up there all the time looking around for interesting reads, and I came across one called The Law of Attraction Meets Financial Stewardship. Now, don't fall asleep. And it's a fascinating book about the relationship that we have with other people and the transitions that we go through in life. Lo and behold, the author is a native, somebody who lives here right in Saratoga. So we invited her on, and her name is Laurie Bonser. Hello, Laurie.
Yes, hello.
Very nice to have you here.
Thank you for your invitation.
Now, I want to get into a lot of things here, but just to let our viewers know, you're an author, a coach, a teacher, a certified financial planner, certified public accountant, and a shamanic practitioner.
Yes, sir.
That was easy to say. Let's try to chip off the easy ones first. I get author, I get teacher, but you're actually a certified financial planner
Yes, I am.
and a certified public accountant. My God, you're one of those people, huh? I understand.
Alphabet soup, yes.
And the one that you don't see very often is shamanic practitioner.
Yes, that kind
So
of adds a little
explain that
twist.
to me. Shaman being the operative part of that, I suppose, right?
Yep. Well, being a shamanic practitioner has been a very interesting part of my own personal journey and discovery. And what I have learned over many years are things that have touched me personally and that help me relate to my clients and share with them what they're going through during their transition times. Because my practice tries to focus on financial education and coaching and planning for anybody going through a lot of transitions. And so it helps when I can relate to that myself.
Boy, I bet. Let's go to the word transition, right? What kind of transitions are you talking about, and what kind of transitions do you see in people and work with people and help people with?
It could be in any age group, which is kind of unique. I love about my practice is it could be anywhere from your 20s up to your 80s, 90s, and it's people that are experiencing changes in relationships, whether you're getting into a relationship, married, or you've lost a spouse or partner, or perhaps you want to change your career to better align with what you feel your purpose is in life, or perhaps you feel called to start your own business. How do you do that in a way that is a little more smooth and works for your whole life instead of just focusing on that, making a jump from one week to the next type of thing?
And you know, the way we're structured, everybody doesn't, people don't always get the opportunity to listen to their inner voice. You know, we would aspire to be a writer, a musician, or something like that. Oh, but no, you better give that up. You better go get a job someplace. And then before you know it, you're unhappy. You know, you're probably trying to figure out how to make a transition. You might even be locked in, right? Well, that can be incredibly emotional, I would imagine.
It certainly can, and what I try to share with people that my philosophy or approach is that we need to have our financial resources work for our purpose in life rather than the other way around.
Yeah,
just
true.
as you mentioned, a lot of people feel, oh, I can't do that because it doesn't make financial sense or it's irrational or illogical. And part of what I love working with people is to help them get excited about what they want to do and say, these are the resources that you have, let's get you to the next step where you want to be.
Well, then you're really helping them walk away from fear in a lot of ways,
Absolutely,
right?
yes. You bring up a
Which
great
is so
point.
debilitating when you think about that, right? How does that play?
Yes, it is. Well, the thing that I first share with a lot of clients is awareness, empowerment, action. And the first step, the awareness, is to become conscious that you have options and that you do have personal power and choices. And then the next step is empowerment, which is just what you referred to, is how do you deal with fear, anger, past experiences that are weighing heavily on you that you would like to change, and to find a new tool set and new skills to use to achieve what you want.
You know, someone said to me once, the most positive thing you can ever do in your life is change. And it always stuck in my mind, you know, when you think about that. But that can be pretty fear-based, like we're saying, you know. And then sometimes the changes are imposed on you. So we just went through a terrible economic recession. I'm certain that there are so many people out there that thought that they had the world by the tail. And all of a sudden, that goes right out the window.
Yes.
What happens to those people?
It can be very debilitating. It can be very confusing because all of the previous rules that you thought you could live by
Right.
or paradigms that you held that had been passed down through generations or shared between friends, all disappears on you. And so I think a large part of getting through the fear is learning that flexibility is a good thing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And that you want to get things in place for yourself that gives you that flexibility and those options down the road.
Well, you know what? And again, the whole idea of reaching out to someone for help, you have to look at that from the positive way. A lot of people think that's a weakness. Oh, I'm not strong enough to handle this myself, when in reality, nobody's strong enough to handle anything themselves, right?
Yes.
So do you see that as well?
I do, and I saw it primarily first in myself. When you're developing any philosophy or writing, is that you have to go through it yourself first.
Right.
And that you have to work through the process of what new tools do I need to learn to use? Where do I really want to go? And that we can all help each other out. I may have some suggestions or guidance or some way to help jumpstart where you need to be, and vice versa at various times. It really is a big community that we live in and work in.
It seems to me, I'm thinking of my own situation, as I hope everybody else is too. Well, you think to yourself, you either look at change or that as a challenge or as a risk. And if you accept it as a challenge, then you utilize more of your inner strengths. You utilize more of your capabilities.
Absolutely.
Right? Instead of shying away from it. And the other thing you say I think is important, it's a process. Nobody out of the gate becomes a great painter.
No. Yeah.
You got to try. You got to learn,
Yes, and I think we all can use that reminder periodically that we all have a tremendous amount of gifts inside of us and a lot of power, which we've forgotten about, I think, or has been squashed a little bit
Sure.
in our
Society does that.
in our efforts to. At some point, certain rules or ways of doing things, may have worked, but as changing times, those go out the window. So I think looking at the resources that we have inside ourselves is really one of the greatest gifts.
Oh, Laurie, it's so nice talking to you. The name of the book is The Law of Attraction Meets Financial Stewardship. Where'd you come up with that title? Could you find a subtitle? You actually don't have to read the book, just read the title
Exactly.
and you understand. But there's a book signing coming up at Northshire Books. When is it?
It is next Saturday, February 6th at 6 o'clock.
Okay, next Saturday, February 6th at 6 p.m. You can meet Laurie, compare notes on life,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And get a first-hand look at a really very interesting read. So thank you very much for coming in, Laurie.
Thank you, Jesse.
And we'll see you up at Northshire.
Yes, looking forward to it.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.